Oh, Mike. How's it going?
Well, I'm still waiting for the coupling.
You've got to be joking.
I'm sorry. I should have called over the main factory myself, but I came on here. I thought Wilf would have it with him.
Wilf?
He's my mate. He should have been here.
So what's happened?
He's having problems finding someone to sign the store's requisition.
Well, can't he just get it off the shelf and sort the paperwork out later?
That's against the rules. Oh, Chief Buyer won't have anything coming over here without the proper paperwork. He says that's exactly the way you like to do it, with stuff going out.
Nigel Bannister?
Aye, that's him. Yeah, well, as soon as it comes, I'll crack on with it. Could you sign me worksheet, please?
Oh, they start at 8. It's after 9 now.
I was here at 8 o'clock. I phoned across to me foreman.
Look, I'm not disputing your word, Mike, but if I sign this, it means I'm paying for your time from 8.
If you don't sign it, I can't do anything.
I suppose it's time and a half for Saturday mornings?
Well, normally, yes, but I'm on double time because it should be my rostered weekend off, and I'm covering for some bloke who's sick.
Double time. And is Wilf on double time as well?
No, just time and a half. Actually, you know, you've done very well out of Wilf.
I haven't even seen him yet.
No, but, well, you know, you should have been paying him for yesterday.
I don't recall the procedure being so rigid when I worked in the main factory.
Well, it's not quite as formal, but we have been told to regard this place as a completely different concern.
I see. Well, how do you think Wilf's doing in his search for a signature?
Well, I'll give him a ring. Can I use your phone?
Go ahead. Presume you don't need a permit.
What time did you come to bed?
About 5:30. Fell asleep in a chair.
You mustn't neglect yourself.
Didn't think I'd sleep at all.
I know. I was the same.
A couple of £1,000, it's unbelievable. What if the police just decide to pick you up off the street and charge you with something?
I know. It's so unfair. It's almost as if you have to buy your way out of it.
What was it O'Connor said? The law's most effective for the very rich and the very poor. There's a lot of people in between.
That's true. Still, the fact is, we've got to get a barrister and it's going to cost money. I hope to God we get it back, but we might not.
It's just so unfair.
I phoned our Michelle. She's coming round.
What for?
Because we need help.
What did you say to her?
I just asked her to come round for a chat.
Can't be asking her for money.
We can and we will. That's what family's for.
Money we can't.
She's got it and we need it. Our Michelle know where her duty lies.
It's too much to ask.
Didn't I bring the pair of them up like a mother? Her and our Petra. God rest her soul.
Even so, she can't be beholden to you all her life.
George, have you got a better idea? We need the money or you can't have a barrister. And if you don't, you stand a very good chance of going to jail.
Yeah, you've changed your tune. Yesterday, you wouldn't even let me mention that as a possibility.
Before I knew about the cost of it all. Oh, George, I know you're innocent. But to convince other people, we've got to have the best barrister that we can afford. And for that, we need our Michelle's help.
Hello? Hello, is Linda there, please? Yeah, it's Damon. Damon Grant. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I've just been a bit busy. Yeah, I've been looking for a job. Yeah, look, is she in? No. Well, look, when she comes in, can you tell her that I'll be by the Flower Girl outside Central Station at 10:30 today. OK? Yeah, I'm looking for a job. All right, ta-ra.
Suppose people haggle over the price. What do we do?
I don't know. I suspect we can only learn that by experience.
£5 seems a lot.
Oh, we can always lower the price if they're not selling. Frames were cheap enough.
Do we shout the prices out and all that?
Oh, we'll just see what the other traders do, eh?
We're hardly traders.
Of course we are. Just think, this is probably how Marks and Spencer's got started.
I feel really nervous. Well, excited with it.
Ah, it'll be all right. Listen, we best get a move on and we'll miss the best pitch.
You don't suppose there'll be anybody else selling the same sort of pictures, do you?
We can't see anybody else selling pictures of Doxy, can you?
I wish I had a film on my camera.
Make a very boring picture.
I don't know. I'm witnessing history. Not only is it only 9:30 on a Saturday morning and you're up and dressed, but you're cleaning your shoes too.
Oh, it's no big thing.
What time are you meeting her? I heard you on the phone.
10:30.
And where are you going to take her? To see the postman or the milkman delivering? Or maybe, if you're very lucky, you can catch the last of the greengrocers picking stuff up from the wholesalers.
Yeah, it's very amusing, Karen. You going out after?
I don't know. I might go into town once the streets are aired.
What time would that be like?
I don't know. I might not even go yet.
What are the chances?
If it's got anything to do with me mum and dad visiting Auntie May in Blackbrook.
What do you mean?
And our Barry being at the footy all day.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You want to get Linda back here?
I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you didn't.
Did they say how long they'd be in Blackbrook?
Said they could be back any minute.
Oh, well, can't win them all, eh?
No. I think I'll go and have a look at what the opposition's like.
Hey, well, don't be too long. A gallery owner might come along to meet the original Kathy Walker.
Hiya, love. Come in.
Hiya. Hello, George.
Sit down.
You all right?
Yeah, just didn't get much sleep last night, that's all.
Late night out?
Late night in.
How's Terry?
It's not like you to ask.
Well, he's more or less like family now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's all right. We just bought a vacuum cleaner. I never dreamed they were so dear.
A lot of things are dearer than you think.
I'll just go and get a shave, tidy myself up a bit.
Where are the twins?
Playing out.
Seems funny being invited round for coffee and coming here.
Better put some on for you, then.
Oh, it's all right. I'm not bothered yet.
How's the business?
Not bad. Could be better, but, well, we're making ourselves known in the area.
They're not putting on you, I hope.
Of course not. It's all going well, you know. Get on with Celia better than I thought I would. How's George?
You saw the state of him.
His business is wrecking him, isn't it? Be glad when it's all over.
As long as justice is done.
Oh, George is bound to be found not guilty.
If justice is done, he will be, but it can't be guaranteed.
He's bound to get off with it.
He hasn't got anything to get off with.
You know what I mean?
It's just that sort of talk that makes people think he's trying to get away with something, and that's not how it is.
Oh, don't get on at me. I'm on your side.
Oh, I just pray he's going to get released. Then perhaps we can have some peace in our lives. It's only a year ago they found our Petra.
I know it's been hard for you.
The dad turning up. And the trouble over her will.
I better go and make that coffee.
Oh, hi. You're early. How did you get here so quickly? Thank you.
My dad give me a lift.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks. How are you, then?
OK. Where'd you fancy going?
My dad said you were looking for a job.
Yeah, well, couldn't think of anything else to say. My bottle went. Look, I should have been straight with you about London.
It's up to you what you tell me,
Can I tell you about it now?
if you like.
Oh, look, Linda, if you're going to be like that, what's the point?
I came, didn't I?
Nothing happened in London.
All those people and nothing happened.
I didn't see anyone else, honest.
What did you do?
Worked. We worked really hard. Well, at least I worked and Gizmo watched me.
Looks like you missed 3 great weeks in Liverpool. Why? There was a lot on. Fringe shows, the end of summer, and the garden festival.
So you managed to get out a bit then?
Oh, I could still find the bus stop without you.
Who did you go out with?
Friends?
Who?
Can't remember all the names.
Oh, come on, Linda. I'd be straight with you about London. Be fair.
All you've told me is nothing happened. That's telling me nothing.
Well, we had a days in Southend, and we walked the length of the world's longest pier, me and Gizmo.
Is that it?
I told you, nothing happened. Oh, Gizmo did something off the end of the pier. Thought it must be some sort of record, but I doubt it.
Can't believe that was the highlight of your 3 weeks.
Like I say, nothing happened. That's why I'm glad to be back.
I like Terry's dad. You'll have to meet him sometime.
I'm sure we will.
Michelle, I'm sorry about this.
About what?
Asking you round.
Well, I wasn't doing anything else, and Terry's at the footy.
Did you think I'd ask her myself if you stayed upstairs long enough?
I was invited round for a cup of coffee and a chat on what's going on.
We don't need to ask her.
Yes, we do.
Ask me what?
The expenses for George's trial are more than we thought.
We only found out last night.
You want to borrow some money?
Yeah.
We wouldn't ask unless we were desperate.
And we are, Michelle.
How much do you need?
About 1,500.
1,500 quid?
We shouldn't have asked you.
We had no choice. The full costs are going to be around £2,000.
But you won't have to pay it, will you? I mean, George will be found innocent.
But we might have to pay our own costs.
Well, what about legal aid?
Well, don't you think we thought about that, Louis? We're asking you because it's a last resort, not because you were the first person we thought of.
I haven't got that much cash.
But what about the allowance from our Petra's estate?
It's all tied up in the tool hire business.
I didn't think you were going to back them that much.
Celia's put in just as much as I have.
They've conned you.
Nobody's conned me, Marie. It's all legal and above board.
And it's her money and it's nothing to do with us how she spends it.
It's like this. If George can't get a decent barrister, it increases his chances of losing the case. If we can afford a good one, it increases his chances of winning and of us getting costs.
All down to chances, and I've done nought.
I'll have to talk to Terry.
What's it got to do with him?
10 minutes ago, he was family. Look, Marie, the money's tied up. If I can get at it, I will.
Well, can't you get a bank loan on the strength of it?
Couldn't you? How come suddenly it's all down to me to get George out this stupid mess he got himself into?
You know he's innocent.
He drew the plan. 2 weeks ago, you were accusing me of wagging my tail at him. And now you want me to pull out of a business that's just about to start paying. Why should I?
I'll tell you why. I worked and slaved to bring you and our Petra up after me mum died. I was the one who had to stay in every night doing the washing and the ironing, while you two were having a good time hanging round street corners. I was the one who had to deal with your drunken father's moods and clean up after him on the rare occasions when he was at home. And this is all the thanks I get.
But how long
No,
have I
shut up and listen. I am not going to be left on my own to bring up our lads. We are going to do everything we can to keep George out of jail. He's innocent and we're all going to fight for him. You owe me that, Michelle. And if you were going to ask how long you have to be grateful, the answer is all your life. But I'll settle for this one act of repayment.
If I can get the money, I will.
Thanks.
We can't be asking her.
I already have.
I'm sorry, Michelle.
When do you want the money for?
I don't know. As soon as possible, I suppose.
I'll ring Celia. She's probably the best one to talk to.
Yeah, all those letters and that one interview.
You set your arse on being a painter and decorator.
Well, I think so, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it down in London, and they offered me a job. But I want to give it a go up here first.
You just have to keep writing off.
Yeah. Your dad's get me a letter duplicated.
It's crazy. Everyone wants a job and there's nothing down for them.
Well, I don't understand it myself, but I think it must be something to do with the money people.
Yeah, and they're all old, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of groups in Liverpool. I think they should get government grants for that sort of thing.
What for? The equipment and that?
Yeah. They're wasting their talents. I mean, some are really good, but they're playing with rubbish gear. What's up?
There. A picture of Duxie.
Are you sure?
That's a picture of Duxie. Hey. What's the score?
Hello, Damon.
What's going on?
Who's selling some of those photographs?
And who said you could?
Well, nobody, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. This one.
Hey, there are photos.
Mine? And you were paid to pose?
Yeah, for a magazine.
There you go.
Just thought you could make a bomb out of them.
They're good though, aren't they?
Only £2.
She's not buying one.
Do you want one?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
This is exploitation.
It's good business.
Hey,
This one.
you should be flattered. Duxie might end up famous.
Yeah, they're getting nothing out of it.
You got something out of it,
Yeah,
didn't you?
thank you very much.
Money you conned me out of?
What was that?
Oh, nothing. It's just a little joke. Come on. You haven't heard the last of this, Gordon Collins.
See ya.
Collins speaking. Thank you. The electrician's on his way. He'll ring here when he's de-isolated.
Good. Well, he'll be home for your dinner then.
Yes?
Lunch.
What?
He'll call his dinner lunch. I call it dinner, and me tea, me tea. He won't be home for his dinner, he'll be home for his lunch.
Yeah, you're right, Wolf.
Unless we have more problems with the pump, and then you could be right and only get home for dinner.
Oh, I sincerely hope not.
Of course, now they've invented brunch.
Who have?
I don't know.
Probably the Americans. Merging breakfast and lunch into one. The Americans.
Do you not get on with Nigel Bannister then?
Why'd you ask?
Oh, nothing. Just a feeling I had when you mentioned his name.
Well, we don't see eye to eye with everything, but it's nothing personal.
He doesn't like you.
How do you know?
Well, I'm on the Works Council. So's Nigel Bannister. We discussed this place at the last meeting.
Discuss me personally?
Oh, not by name. But I could tell what he thought when he went on about all the paperwork being bang on. I told Wilf, didn't I, Wilf?
That's how I knew.
And now it's Bannister's own inefficiency is causing all this waste of time and money.
Well, we see it all the time, don't we, Wilf?
Day in, day out. One rule for this, one rule for that.
You have to have rules to have order. You have to have order to have efficiency.
We could have done this job a lot more efficiently without rules and regulations, couldn't we, Wilf?
Granted, there's lots of room for improvement.
The most efficient way of working is job and finish.
How do you mean?
Give us a reasonable number of jobs in a reasonable time, and when we've finished, we go home.
Well, that's what time and motion study does, surely.
No. All that does is spread the jobs over a working day. What Wilf's saying is, treat us with a bit of sense. Treat us like adults who want to do a decent job for a decent wage. And if there's nothing to do, then let us go home. I mean, they can always call us back in for emergencies.
Instead of forcing us into skiving and keeping out the way when there's nothing to do.
Well, alternatively, why not just pay you for what you do?
Yeah, fair enough. As long as it's a decent wage.
And a company car for Collins. A new Rover to take me on a dream holiday. That'll be better still.
Celia thinks there'll be a way of getting the money, but it is short notice.
We'll pay you back, Michelle. Don't worry about that.
Don't you worry. You've got enough on your plate. Do you want me and Terry to drop the kids off at school before we come to court?
I don't want Terry to come to court.
Marie, he wants to. And he's almost family.
If I do go to prison, the kids are not to visit me.
Don't say that.
These things have got to be discussed.
George, it's unthinkable that they'll send you to prison.
It's unthinkable that I'm suspended from the service.
Will any of the firemen give evidence for you?
Character witness.
It'll be all right, you'll see. This time next week. I'll best be off then. And I'll do my best about the money.
I'm sorry if I said things I shouldn't have.
I understand. See you then, George.
Sure, love.
Why are we sneaking in, Damon?
No. No, sit down. Oh, come on, sit on the settee.
It's a bit early.
What for?
Sitting on the settee.
Come on, then. Tell me where you went when I was working my fingers to the bone in London.
All right, but make us a cup of tea first.
Oh!
What's the matter, Damon?
What are you doing hiding there?
I'm not hiding, Damon. I live here, remember? You came in so quietly, I thought it might be burglars, so I stayed in the kitchen till I was sure who it was.
That was really sneaky, that, Karen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. I was going to come out and then you mentioned tea and I couldn't resist it.
OK, Mr. Collins?
At long last, Mike.
Yeah, well, now you know what to expect next time.
Yes.
You want to put some grease on Nigel Bannister's office step? That'll sort him out.
See you next time.
Oh, no, you won't. You're going to get paid for what's done next time.
That's what sisters are for, George.
It was a lot to ask.
It had to be done.
I'm sorry for causing all this mess.
What's done is done.
I meant it about the kids.
You couldn't go that long without seeing them.
Made me feel worse after they'd gone. I know I get on to them, but oh, God, I love them. And you, Marie.
We're not beaten yet. It all comes down to money in the end, doesn't it? That's what it all comes down to.
George, come on, we'll meet in O'Connor in half an hour.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Hey, George, listen to this. Sagittarius. With the planetary changes now occurring, a good day for dealing with bureaucracy and any legal matters.
Doesn't say anything about conspiracy charges, does it?
Any legal matters, it says. It's my...
George, look at the state of you.
Yeah, I couldn't help it, love. Nerves. It'll stop before I'm in court.
It looks like you've used a broken bottle. Come here. Oh, Ray, look what you've done.
What?
It's all down your collar, look.
What's that fuss in it? Won't show.
Go and get it changed. Go on, we haven't got long. George, we're supposed to be there early.
God help us.
What?
A black shirt. You can't wear a black shirt.
Well, it's not still trickling blood everywhere. At least it won't show in this.
Oh, what's that barrister going to think, eh? And that judge, you look like a flaming gangster.
A gangster, me?
They wear black shirts and light-coloured ties. I don't want you condemned before we start. Go and get it changed.
I haven't got any others in white. Should I wear a red one?
Oh, that'll look just as bad.
Well, there's a green one, but that makes me look sick, you reckon?
Of all mornings.
Well, can't we call in at Terry's on the way there?
Borrow one, you mean?
Yeah, come on, I'll go as I am.
Oh, no. We can't rely on him. Do you think he'll have a clean white shirt when he's been on his own in that place for over a week? I've never seen him in one anyway.
Well, it'll have to be this, then.
No. I'll borrow one off Annabelle.
Of Paul Collins?
Well, he's about your size.
I'll sooner look like Al Capone.
Well, you're not. I'll try and do something about that flaming bleeding.
What's this?
For the moment, a lantern factory.
You have to do it in here.
Where else is there?
You could try the kitchen.
Too light and too cold. The sculptor needs perfect conditions.
But they stink. Could you not use your room?
Well, there's a room to swing a lantern in there.
Can I blow them out?
If you prefer the smell of burnt wax to roast turnip. Alternatively, we could swap rooms. I'll take them up there then.
No.
Oh, I've been done on this move.
Why?
In the last place, my room was twice as big at least. Just because I moved in late.
What before anyway?
You're changing the subject.
I'm not moving. Before the Halloween do on Saturday.
Correct. It's a favour for the big boss administrator. Sam, if I had more room upstairs, I wouldn't have to risk leaving stuff in a van.
Who's cooking? Halloween mask. Oh, what a lovely smell.
Hey, get off. These vegetarians eat anything.
Are we having a Halloween party? It smells more like bonfire night due to me.
Yeah, funny you should say that, Kate. That was just going through my mind. Soft lights, sweet music, meet the neighbours.
You want a party here?
Next Wednesday. Don't be late. All in favour, say aye.
No.
No?
Thanks. You shouldn't have ironed it special.
Oh, but I wanted you to have that particular shirt. Paul wore it for his last interview. His successful one.
Oh, did he?
Well, it could prove to be a good luck charm.
I'll tell George. I always think you shouldn't go into anything like, you know, today without some sort of charm.
Well, afraid it's only a shirt. I hope everything goes well for you. I didn't know whether you wanted me to go with you.
No. You've done enough already. I'll see you.
I'll be thinking of you. All the best.
George!
Stop bleeding.
God, with a flaming taxi.
Where's her comma?
We're meeting him there.
Oh, forget that, Maria. I'll give you the lift down there.
No, you won't.
What?
You needn't bother. We've ordered a taxi.
Yeah, but it'll save you the money.
It would have saved me a lot more if you and Grantslad hadn't introduced my husband to criminals. George, taxi's here. Come on.
Only half dressed.
You can do it on the way. Come on.
Do you want me to go with you?
No thanks. We can manage.
Do you want me to pick the kids up from school?
Yeah, okay.
Tell him you can give him the tea and all. Come on, George.
All right. Why all this sort of democracy, eh? I didn't notice any when it came to who got what bedrooms.
First in, first choice.
Oh, great.
Look, Sam, what's wrong with an housewarming party?
Yeah, come on, Sandra, it'll be fun. You should get to know the neighbours.
It's not a good idea.
Why?
Every other party you've been involved in has been a disaster.
Look, this'll be different, Sam. It's for the neighbours.
What if Mr. and Mrs. Cross find out? Especially old Harold Hartley. And we'll be out. I think the tenancy agreement was written by Mary Whitehouse.
So we'll give a copy to each guest.
There's hundreds of them.
And you're not in court one.
Tackle a fine in here and all these corridors.
Oh, never mind that. Help us look. What's this, Regina?
Regina, look. Regina's the Queen. The Queen against all of us, lot.
Here you are. Court 8. Regina v. Jackson. Oh, George. The Queen against us.
Before Judge Hamilton Brown. I don't like the sound of him.
I didn't know it was that.
What, love?
You know the Queen.
Surely it's not first. Let's find his court dates.
Yeah, I've got some mints.
No, thanks.
Stand to one side, please.
Do you think that's him?
It's an old love. Just wish it was all over.
Ah, there you are. And just in time. Right. Would you like to follow me?
Hello.
Oh, are ya?
So this is what the fuss is all about.
Fuss?
From my husband. He has an aversion to your van.
Hey, ambulance, please. I couldn't see her scrapped. Not after a years of service to the community. That's a bit like rescuing a pit pony from the slaughterhouse. Well, there's years in her yet. Have you, come to complain?
Oh, no, not at all. I was, wondering if I could borrow a cup of sugar?
Oh, be my guest. My fellow talents will oblige.
No, I meant metaphorically.
You know, I think we can manage Silver Spoon.
No, what I meant was...
Oh, no. Pat Hancock. Mrs. Collins, isn't it?
Annabelle.
Annabelle. Yeah, I like that.
It was my grandmother's name.
See, we've known each other a minute, and you trust me enough to tell me your life story.
All stand. All persons who have anything to do before the Crown Court, draw near and give your attendance. Put up George Edward Jackson. Is your name George Edward Jackson?
Yes, sir.
George Edward Jackson, you stand charged on indictment with conspiracy contrary to the Theft Act of 1968. The particulars of the offence being that between the 1st day of August and the 8th day of August 1984, in the county of Merseyside, you conspired with others unknown to burgle the premises of Carson's Bonded Warehouse, Liverpool. To this indictment, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
How long was the fire service in attendance?
About 4 hours in all.
And was Jackson present throughout this period?
I believe so, but I had other duties to perform, transferring stock from the fire-damaged warehouse to an adjacent store.
And did you speak to him again after, as you've told us, he was abusive?
I made the same request, yes. Then he got on his high horse.
Mr. Travis, just answer the questions, if you would. Did you have cause to speak to Jackson a third time?
Yes, when he and the others were leaving.
What did you say?
I asked if he and the others would line up for a search by myself and those officers under my command.
Why did you make such a request?
It's routine. All tradesmen, etc., are searched before leaving. Our stock at any time can amount to hundreds of thousands of pounds worth.
And what was the defendant's reaction to this request?
He swore at me.
And was he searched?
Yes.
By who?
I searched him.
And did you speak to him as you searched?
He spoke to me.
What did he say?
He was insulting about me and my security force. Damned insulting.
Can you be more specific?
He said we were fools to move the cigarettes and spirits from the damaged premises to a wooden building close by. Said we'd be lucky if it stayed there for long.
Do you recall exactly what he said?
I made a note of it shortly after.
Why did you do that?
Because I'd considered reporting him to his superiors.
I see. And what did he say?
He said, I hope those ciggies and booze choke you. That's if they're still there by next week.
And that is your complete note of what he said?
Not quite. He said, you risk my mates' lives keeping this lot safe. It would serve you right if they all got robbed.
Thank you, Mr. Travis.
All right. I saw the car. What are you doing? I'm washing up. I mean, ears soft. I thought you'd be down at court. Well, they didn't want me down there, did they? Come in. Why didn't they want you to go? I don't know. I told Celia you were down there, Ted. I mean, I'm working my flaming arms off down at that shop. Haven't even got time to go and get my mum a birthday presents. Look, I'm sorry, Barry. I just don't feel like working. Not till I know how it's going with George. Well, look, there's nothing we can do to help, Teddy. Nothing at all. Look, Michelle's been having another go at me. She reckons we should shop Victor. She's just panicking, that's all. George will be back down the Swan tonight playing his guitar. Suspended sentence. He won't even get that. Or what if he does? Teddy, I've told you, suspended. I mean, he's a fireman, isn't he? Working class hero. You get more for not having a telly licence. You don't have to live with them. Look, I've told you, he'll be all right. I hope so.
And do you recall what you discovered in Mr. Jackson's pockets?
Personal effects, wallet, loose change.
No notes or diagrams?
No.
Now, these remarks of Mr. Jackson's, I put it to you, Mr. Travis, that your version of what was said was motivated by your annoyance with Mr. Jackson when he failed to carry out your request earlier that day, when you asked him to avoid damaging the cigarettes.
That is not true.
I also put it to you that your note of the remarks made by Mr. Jackson, allegedly made by Mr. Jackson, that they were not made until such times as you were interviewed by the police, subsequent to the burglary.
No.
No further questions, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. Mr. Laraway?
No further questions, my lord. Call Colin Arthur Dunn.
Colin Arthur Dunn?
That's the pig I used to work with down at the Swan.
How does it sound to you?
George would never say things like that.
Don't fellas like him have wives and kids?
Mr. Dunn, you are well used to seeing relatively large amounts of cash. Could you tell the court how much you saw change hands?
I don't know. A lot.
Which denomination of notes?
Eh?
Were they £1 notes, £5 notes, £10?
Oh, loads of 20s.
I see. And would you be able to tell roughly what amount of cash changed hands in banknotes?
300 or 400 quid, something like that.
You flaming liar, Don. 50 quid, I got no more.
Mr. Jackson.
He's been told to say that. Somebody's put him up to this.
Mr. Jackson, you will refrain from interrupting. Mr. Westbrook, would you tell the defendant that he will have his opportunity to give evidence?
My lord.
Marie, what's the matter?
They're saying what they like in there. They're putting up liars. What chance has he got, eh?
Marie, this is just the prosecution part. He hasn't had his say yet.
What am I going to do? If he gets sent away?
Whoa.
But what if he is?
Marie, don't get like this, please. You've kept him going.
I can't help it.
Look, if the worst comes to the worst, we can appeal. The solicitor said so. I know it costs, but we'll find the money, honest.
I'll be all on my own. No husband. Like I was when my mum died.
like me Mum was. Marie, we've got to go back in there. Show her with him, behind him.
You must see customers with large amounts of money from time to time. Why should you recall the fact that Jackson was in possession of such a large sum?
He told me.
He told you? What did he say?
Said he had a nice little job on the side, checking fire precautions in some club uptown, and that he got paid up front.
Did he say which club?
No.
Did you ask him?
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
No, he said it was between him and the customer.
Now, who do you suppose he meant by the customer?
The man he was sitting with. Don't want to give him the money.
Did you know this man, the customer?
No.
Had you ever seen him before the evening in question?
No.
Or since?
Oh, no.
Now, let me turn to this matter of fire precautions. Jackson told you that he'd been asked by this person to undertake a fire precautions check at a club in town.
Yeah.
You are, I take it, an experienced barman.
Been doing it 9 years.
Have you ever worked in clubs?
Quite a few, yeah.
And have you ever been involved in fire precaution checks or surveys?
With respect, my lord, are we to take it my learned friend has called Mr. Dunn as an expert witness on fire precaution surveys?
I'm sure that is not Mr. Laraway's intention.
If the court will bear with me, my lord.
Very well. Please continue.
I'm much obliged, my lord. Have you ever been involved in fire precaution checks or surveys?
Oh, I've shown the fire bobbies around a few times, you know, so they can do reports.
You say a few. Do you recall exactly how many times?
4, I think.
4 times. And on any of these occasions, have you ever paid these firemen?
Not at all.
Could you tell the court why not?
Well, it's free, innit? Doesn't cost a penny.
No further questions, my lord? Please, stay in the box, Mr. Dunn.
Now, Mr. Dunn,
I think this might be an appropriate time to adjourn for today. I must remind you, Mr. Dunn, that you are still under oath and that you must on no account discuss the case outside this courtroom.
All set.
He's gone out. You said he'd clean up in here.
Pat!
Yes?
Oh, you fool! I nearly had heart failure.
Look at the state of a idiot.
Where did you get it?
Not funny scaring people like that.
Oh, you've seen her before. Don't you remember your first anatomy course?
It's one of the expensive ones. Where did you get it from?
One of the medics. He's paying me 20 quid to assemble it. What do you think of it so far?
The things you do for money.
Need it for a bit, yeah? Should go down well at our Halloween do, eh?
Oh, not that again.
I'm sorry, ladies. It's fixed. I've asked Annabelle.
Who?
The lady next door.
Oh, that's definite then. No party.
Did you have to?
Well, why not?
We were supposed to vote.
I mean, she's not the sort of person you'd usually ask to your parties.
She's okay. And our old man don't like the van outside. Look, we've got to keep him with the neighbours, eh, Sand?
Well, I vote we vote.
But I've already invited her.
And I'll invite her.
You did jump the gun, Pat.
Well, look, sleep on it then.
Bye.
You rang about. You ain't said to ride a Viv.
Viv?
It's short for Vivian. I'm only humble porter, you know, playing safe. I mean, how do I know how many ribs we're supposed to have? I mean, well, what sex is he?
What do you wish? You're not supposed to tell. Go on. I wish me dad. I wish he gets off. So do I. Did you hear that, Terry?
What?
We both wish the same. That me dad gets off.
You'll be all right. Better get rid of that stuff before your mum comes home.
I wish me dad gets off. When are they coming home?
I don't know.
You know if me dad doesn't come home, will you come and stay here, Terry? Will you?
Be soft, lads.
We're home.
Oh, am I glad to see you, Pet.
Oh, what's it like that? Did you have a wiggle?
Hey, upstairs, you two. Give your dad a rest.
Oh, Mum. Go on.
Congratulations, George.
You what?
You got off.
Got off? Got off?
Do you think we'd be like this, eh, if he'd got off?
Terry, they're only halfway through the prosecution.
Sorry, but you coming home and... How did it go then?
How did it go? If you want to know, Terry, it didn't.
Not very well.
So you can tell that to your mate.
Yeah, and he can tell him his other mate, McCardle, isn't content to drop me in it, but he's fixing his trial as well.
What?
Oh, read the papers.
You come back to flat then?
Ah, things may not have gone as well as expected today, but tomorrow should be better. Right, George, get that shirt off.
Right.
We've been living with this for weeks. We're going to go in that court tomorrow with every good luck charm we've got, including poor Collins' shirt.
Don't be soft.
Well, I'm not going to sit around here moping. For starters, that shirt's getting washed and ironed. Oh, look, love. You're going to go in that court tomorrow and give them the facts. Put straight what them liars have said today.
Marie's right, you know, George. It isn't over yet.
Isn't it? You heard what was said.
And the jury heard what was said. Well, tomorrow they're going to hear the truth. George.
Have you seen this, George's case?
Yeah. He's got 400, even Victor said McCardle only give him 50.
Well, it's McCardle, isn't it? I mean, even George said he's fixed the witnesses. That barman, anyway.
Yeah, well, you know that Donny's a toe rag, Terry.
Have you ever seen him with McCardle?
No, but he's bound to have bought him. That's who probably got the 400. How's George?
Oh, he's dead choked. He had a right go at me.
Well, did he say anything?
No.
Good.
I reckon he's going to get banged up.
He hasn't had his say yet, Terry.
Yeah, but he isn't going to be able to do it, is he? You know him. If it all goes wrong, it's down to me and you.
He's innocent. He was conned. Let's just leave it, eh? See what happens.
Leave it? How can I leave it? Do you expect Michelle to look at me again?
Right, shall we go down there?
I think we should.
Yeah, well, I suppose it'll look better, won't it?
Sit and watch him won't help. Look, if he gets banged away, everything's wrecked. Me and Michelle, the two liar, everything.
Oh, he's looking at me coat.
Now, you've told us that you were angry with the attitude of the security officer while in attendance at the bonded warehouse. Indeed, so angry that you acted completely out of character in swearing at Mr. Travis. Did this mood persist after you'd finished work that day?
Yes.
Did you go straight home?
No, not in that mood. I wanted to cool down first when we went for a pint on the way back.
And you went to the Swan?
That's right.
Were you alone?
Yeah, until I got in there.
Well, who did you meet?
A fella called McArdle. Tommy McArdle. He's the one who should be here.
Yes, Mr. Jackson, if you could just bide with me and answer the questions. Now, did you know this man McArdle well?
I'd only met him in there the night before. I got introduced. I must have spoken to him for 5 minutes, that's all.
But you spoke to him again on the evening in question?
We sat together, yes.
Did you tell him about the fire at the warehouse?
I did. I was still angry and, well, we got talking about it.
Was this man McArdle interested?
He seemed to be.
Did you draw a diagram of the warehouse on a napkin from the public house?
I know it sounds soft, but yes. I was trying to explain to him the way we've been messed about. And fellas I know were in danger down there.
Quite. Now, do you agree that the telephone number on the reverse side of the napkin bearing the diagram is your telephone number in your own hand?
It is. But I wouldn't have put it there if I'd known all this was going to happen.
Why did you put it there?
So that he could get in touch with me about the fire survey and Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, that's the group I'm in down at the brigade. Well, used to be. Country and Western.
Go on, Mr. Westbrook.
What happened to the napkin with the diagram on it and your number on the reverse?
McArdle took it.
You are sure of that?
Yes.
Were you not concerned that he should have taken with him what amounted to confidential information about the layout of this warehouse, a matter connected with your work?
I didn't think of it that way, sir.
Did it not occur to you, a man in a trusted position, that you had handed over details of premises containing what was plainly valuable merchandise to a comparative stranger?
I didn't think. I'm sorry. But I was tired.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
What is this, a star chamber?
It's only a party, Sandra.
A simple, intimate housewarming.
I know your intimate parties. Ethyl alcohol in the punch and the put the phone together competition.
I promise, I mean it.
Look, I'll vouch for him behaving this time.
Must be mad.
I promise. Look, what more do you want?
Okay.
Is it on then?
I said okay.
Furthermore, Mr. Jackson, I put it to you that incensed by the attitude of Mr. Travis, the security officer, you deliberately went in search of someone who could, to borrow a phrase, do him down by stealing stock from the warehouse he guarded.
I didn't.
The jury have seen the napkin bearing the diagram. It is quite explicit in showing the exact location of the temporary store for this whiskey and the cigarettes. Why did you draw such a diagram for what was, after all, a casual acquaintance?
I've told you.
Would you mind telling us again, Mr. Jackson?
I was annoyed. I was tired. He was listening. I just drew it.
Why, Mr. Jackson?
To explain what I was on about. It was a mistake.
Quiet.
Can you explain why this diagram was found in a car, a stolen car, outside a bonded warehouse on the evening of August the 8th?
How can I? That was nothing to do with me.
I put it to you that this fact is very much to do with you, Mr. Jackson. That you conspired with others to burgle the temporary store at Carson's bonded warehouse.
I didn't. He just took the diagram, McArdle.
I suggest to you also that this talk of bookings for your country and western group is a fabrication.
That's what I wanted. I wasn't interested in the fire survey, just the booking for the group.
But you accepted a large amount of cash in advance. Payment for this fire survey of a club of which you talk.
I did it to get the booking. It could have been a good date.
Why didn't you undertake the fire survey? I repeat, why didn't you undertake the fire survey?
I couldn't get in touch with him.
Did you visit the club?
No, but I phoned him lots of times.
Did you ever, at any time, visit the club?
Yeah, once. Just once.
When?
Look, I can't remember. I can't remember. You're confusing me.
Let's put it this way. Was it before you were arrested and charged, or after?
After.
Why was that?
I couldn't get in touch with him.
I repeat the question, Mr. Jackson. Why was it that you visited the club only after you were arrested? Have you ever completed this fire survey?
No.
You accepted this money from this man, whoever he is, but you have not, to this day, done the work for which you were paid. Why was that?
I tried to, but
Mr. Jackson, I put it to you that your evidence is a fabrication. That you volunteered this information to this man purely to satisfy your desire to get back at the security staff of Carson's Bonded Warehouse.
I didn't.
I further put it to you that, realizing the potential rewards of such an action, you accepted money for the details necessary for someone to burgle those premises.
I didn't.
Mr. Jackson, which club is it that you tried to contact to reach this man?
The Sentinel.
In Wilberforce Street.
Yeah, that one.
Would it surprise you to learn that that club is in the ownership of a person by the name of Culshaw, Hilda Culshaw, and that the club is in liquidation and has been since July? No further questions, my lord?
Mr. Jackson, were you given a telephone number at which to reach this man?
He hasn't got a chance in there.
Why isn't he shaping himself, eh?
Look, why don't we tell the police about Victor now? It mightn't be too late and he might stop the trial.
We can't do that, Terry.
Well, it'd be doing something.
What do you want to do, Terry? Run in there and tell him yourself?
Well, Johnson's in there. We can tell him.
Yeah, and we might get called up there.
Look, it's better than seeing George go to jail.
We might get jailed.
I don't care. I want it off my chest.
We can't do it, Terry.
And I can't live like this. I want Michelle. I don't want her hating me forevermore because I'm too chicken to tell the truth.
Terry, it'll be committing suicide. You know that.
Look, Michelle knows, and you've told Celia. Why did we alibi him, eh? I mean, marking his cards brought nothing but trouble. And it's like Celia says, he isn't worth it.
All right, we'll tell Johnson. But I want to make sure our name's kept well out of it, Terry. I mean that.
All right. Well, let's go and tell him now before it's too late. Come on.
Tell them I've been door-stopping second-hand shops for days. What do you mean? Check me down if you want. Look, all I'm saying is that gear is long gone, OK? I said tell him. He's a DI, not a chief con, and I've got enough on as it is. Cheers. Don't tell me someone else has nicked you two.
What?
Why else would you two be down here?
One word, that's all.
Oh, and I thought it was lunchtime entertainment, you know, Sully and Grant live at Liverpool Crown Court. You're still spending your evenings with Victor Scott, are you?
It's about that.
We were on the same watch at the Queen's Vale station just before all this blew up. And I was 12 months at another station up until last April.
So, Mr. Sweeting, for this past 14 years, you've worked together?
Not always on the same watch, but mostly.
Do you ever see Mr. Jackson socially?
Oh, yeah, we go to the Queen's Vale Social Club. I'm the entertainment secretary down there, and George and a few of the lads have got this country and western band together. They play dances and that, you know.
Do you ever visit Mr. Jackson at his home?
Now and then.
You know his family?
Marie, yeah. And the boys.
So all in all, you have a good knowledge of Mr. Jackson, both at work and at home. In fact, at play, too, since you both belong to the same club.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Sweeting, have you ever known George Jackson to do anything dishonest?
Never. Never at all. The nearest he's come to being dishonest is when we suspected him of cheating in the Interstations Dominoes tournament.
You say cheating, Mr. Sweeting? Quiet. Would you care to expand on that?
It was a joke, I'm sorry.
Let me remind you that this is a serious matter. You are here, after all, to vouch for your friend. Please continue, Mr. Westbrook.
My lord, to continue, Mr. Sweeting.
It's got to be statements, there. You going to do it?
All right, then.
Look, let's get this straight. If we write this down, it's new evidence, right?
Yeah.
You take it in there, get everything stopped against George. You get Victor. And me and Terry get off.
And you get McArdle.
There you are, lads.
Let me now turn to your friendship with Mr. Jackson. You said that you had a drink with him at his home the other week. Do you often visit him at his home?
Now and then.
Let us be more specific, shall we? How many times have you been to his home in, shall we say, the past year?
Once.
A close friend, a good mate of Mr. Jackson, and yet you've only been to his home once in the past 12 months?
We don't live in each other's pockets, you know.
Mr. Sweeting, I put it to you that your so-called friendship with Mr. Jackson is of the shallowest nature, that you are merely working acquaintances.
That's ridiculous. We're mates.
I further put it to you that your knowledge of him is slender, that you are here today as one public servant trying to save the career of another public servant through some misguided professional loyalty.
That's not true. I know George, I know his family, I know everything about the man.
Mr. Sweeting, could you tell me the names of Mr. Jackson's children? Mr. Sweeting. No further questions, my lord.
Don't blame me. It's your handwriting I'm trying to decipher. You seem better writing on bog walls.
Well, how long does it take to read it? It's not a book. Come on, we've got to hurry things up, you know.
You two could have hurried things up weeks ago, couldn't you?
And I must tell you now, as counsel have already told you, that it is the duty of the prosecution to prove that Mr. Jackson acted dishonestly, and to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Or, to put it another way, to satisfy you, ladies and gentlemen, so that you may feel sure he was being dishonest. Now, it is my task to remind you of the evidence that you have heard.
Right, that'll do nicely.
Well, what do you think?
Well, 2 out of 10 for grammar and punctuation.
Come on.
10 out of 10 for content.
Is it new evidence?
Oh, is that all right?
When are you going to take them into the judge, then?
As soon as I can.
Then we come to this matter of a fire precautions survey for the nightclub. Mr. Jackson mentioned frequently the name of the proprietor of this club. Yet we have heard that the club went into liquidation 1 month before this conversation with its alleged owner. Indeed, it was owned by a person of quite another name. We have heard also that these fire surveys are undertaken free of charge by authorized fire officers. Perhaps it is conceivable that a fireman of Mr. Jackson's status within the force might have the expertise to carry out such a survey in his free time. But why? Why should anyone offer to pay Mr. Jackson when these surveys can be done without charge? Again, I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to consider this evidence most carefully.
Hey, is anything happening?
No, we're still talking.
Well, is Johnson in there?
Well, I don't know. I only put my head round the door, didn't I?
Well, perhaps he's round the back somewhere or something. God, I wonder how George is feeling.
What's happening?
Well, we made a statement and that.
And the jury's just gone out.
What? What, the judge hasn't stopped it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
What's something about them statements, eh?
I was sorry about that, lads. It was too late. Should have written quicker, or weeks ago.
You could have given them to the judge. You'd had loads of time.
That's the way things turn out, you know. Court's a funny place. But listen, thanks a lot for these. I'm on my way to McCartan now, no messing.
What about George?
He's still guilty, isn't he, eh? All this says is that you two perjured yourselves. And proves that he drew that diagram. He should have stuck to rescuing cats out of trees.
Lousy get. God, McCardle's going to kill us. And what about George?
Well, that's it. I'm going to phone Victor.
Him?
Silence, please. Mr. Foreman, just answer yes or no to the question I'm about to ask you. Have you reached a verdict on which you all agree?
Yes.
Do you find this defendant guilty or not guilty of conspiracy to burgle?
Guilty.
And is that the verdict of you all?
Yes.
Nothing is known against the defendant, my lord. There is no probation report owing to pressure of work in the service. Jackson was interviewed by a probation officer over the weekend. May it please your lordship that I call the officer?
Hello? Is Victor there? Never mind that, is he there? It's Barry Grant. Look, will you just... Vic? No, I didn't know you were busy. Look, will you just listen to me a minute? Me and Terry have been talking to Johnson. Will you just listen, Vic? It's important. Vic, will you just listen to me?
Bearing in mind Jackson's spotless work record, the fact that he has never before been convicted of any offence, and that he is a family man with 2 young children, I would ask that any custodial sentence reflects these factors. Thank you, my lord.
George Edward Jackson, you have been found guilty of a serious offence, conspiracy to burgle a warehouse. You have a clean record, as we've heard, and have served the fire service for 14 years. I must take this into account. But you now stand guilty of the serious offence of dishonesty. You have let down yourself and your family. In certain cases, the law allows for a suspended sentence. Taking into account your clean record and long service with the fire service, I might have been persuaded to pass such a suspended sentence. However, it is my duty to ensure that other people in positions of trust are not tempted to use those positions to help them perpetrate acts of criminal dishonesty. George Edward Jackson, you will go to prison for 18 months. However, 12 months of that sentence shall be suspended. Take him down.
was you, Grant. You did this to us. You got us both out. It was you that did it. You sent my children away. You sent him away. You sent him away.
All right?
I had to fight through the crowds outside.
Yeah, well, we was closed for dinner.
We were closed for dinner, now we're open for the afternoon.
Good job you're back to serve then, innit?
What's all this?
It's for me mum, soft.
You gonna hire a pram?
I bought it.
It suits you.
Do you want to come with us or what?
Wasn't under the impression you were going anywhere.
Teddy's upstairs, he can man the shop.
You'll have to wait till I get back. I promise to deliver the standard this afternoon.
I don't want to wait.
You're not using the van.
How do you mean?
You can't have the van, I'm using it.
I'll use it later, it won't be long.
I'm going now. Keys.
What do you mean, keys?
Give me the keys. I've got work to do. Waste your own time, not mine. You should be in that pram, Barry, not pushing it.
So you'll be here then when the lads come home from school?
Yeah, I'll sort out the teas. I'm going to the party at number 7 later. Do you think you'd like to come?
No.
I've got to go back to the flat, get a dress and that. And I said I'd meet Celia on the way back.
Oh, I'll give you a hand. I'm gonna have to change these shoes.
Did you get you another pair?
Oh, would you? Yeah, some flat ones. There's some in the bottom of my wardrobe.
Think this coat's going to be warm enough?
Yeah. I've only got to walk to the bus stop. Bus drops me off right outside the prison. If we'd still lived in the dingle, I would have had to have got 2 buses.
Won't be a minute.
Right, you're going to like this.
You will go to prison for 18 months.
Could you some new shoes, Marie. Soles are gone in these.
Yeah? Just can't think of a style. It's been on my mind all morning. That and George. Oh, well, I'll see him this afternoon. And then after we've finished discussing my new wardrobe, he'll probably write me a cheque for the legal fees.
Please, Marie.
Let me feel sorry for myself, Michelle. A flaming solicitor won't.
I can't expect him to.
I spent all morning trying to tell him that George is going to want to appeal.
The solicitor knows what he's talking about. It'd just be a waste of time and money appealing.
But if George wants to...
George was guilty, Marie. He didn't mean to be, but he was. He is.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. Well, I'd better be off. I don't want to be late. Doesn't look good on your first visit. Looks like you're not bothered. It looks like you think your husband got everything he deserves.
That's not what I mean.
Then what did you mean?
I mean, there's a certain amount of money between us that's getting smaller and smaller. Now, we can spend it all on George and have nothing when he gets out. We can keep it and enjoy it all together. It's not that long, Marie. This time next year, George will be sat there playing his guitar. The kids will be bothering you for new BMXs with 10 gears or whatever.
And what about you and Terry?
We'll still be arguing. Rome wasn't built in a day.
And time waits for no man or woman.
Give George my love. And remember, you've got nothing to be ashamed of.
My husband's in prison.
He's also in the paper for saving a little boy from drowning. Go on, you better not miss that bus.
No.
And Marie, if George wants to appeal, I'll get my money out the tool hour. You know that.
Thanks, love.
6 months, Marie. It's not that long.
No, I'm not buying anything till it's born. Superstition, I know. I know it's silly. I can't help it, Trees. That's the way I am. Damon, yeah, he's okay. He's back with Linda. Oh, wait, I'll have to go. It's our Barrett. He's got a pram. You know what that means. All right, love. Yeah, I'll see you Sunday. OK, give our love to Matty. Yeah, I'll be early. All right, love. Thanks for ringing. All right.
Oh, hey, don't tell me I'm too late.
You what?
Well, you've gone all trendy, become a habitat man.
It's that Pat trying to palm me off.
What can I palm it off with this?
Is that for me?
Yeah, do you like it?
You're not going to believe this.
Don't tell me you've already got one.
No, it's not. It's just, well, you know, superstition.
Don't be soft, man. Where's it say in the Bible that you can't have a pram?
It's not that, love.
Well, I know it isn't the best one in the world, like, but it's clean and it's comfy and it's better than one of them Indian sling things.
I know. I just feel funny. I just want to wait until the baby's born.
All right, suit yourself.
It's a lovely pram, love. It's just that with this baby, especially this baby, you know what I mean. I'm not being funny, love, honest. I just think it might be tempting fate.
Well, you can't pretend it's not going to happen, man.
I know. You don't mind, do you?
No, it's a good job you were in, you know. I was going to leave it there as a surprise.
Well, let's wait and see what happens. I'll probably be begging you for it in a few months' time.
Well, you won't, ma'am, because I'll have swapped it for a car by then.
I'd better get this back to Pat before he gets ideas about me buying it.
And I suppose I'd better push this back down the shop, eh?
I'm sorry, love.
Stop apologising, ma'am. I'll be able to sell it to one of the customers.
Did you push this all the way home?
Me and Terry. Oh, what's so funny?
It's sweet, really. Wish I'd had a camera.
Yeah, well, you want to see us pushing cement mixers? That's even funnier. I'll tell you what'd be even funnier. My dad would be one of them on.
Don't laugh. You used to go in a duffel bag. I'm sorry, love. It was really good of you to get me the pram. Don't break the speed limit on the way back.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, come on, love. Don't cry. Hey, come on. Come on, don't cry, love. You all right? Sure. Come on, sit down. Come on. Oh, come on, love. Cheer up. Come on. I don't like seeing you cry. Come on. Feeling better? How about that cup of tea, eh? You'll see, a cup of tea will make all the difference.
Oh, my mascara's run.
Should use tearproof.
So what do you use?
Boys don't cry.
Ah,
It's nice seeing you smile again.
I didn't mean to cry. I never planned it.
You know what, you could do it, don't you? It's a real good laugh. Make a change, wouldn't it? Like old times. You will be moving back into the flat soon, won't you? Oh, what do you mean, no?
I'm going to stay here for a bit. Got a lot to sort out.
Well, if you prefer crying to laughing.
Oh, you think everything's one big joke, don't you?
Yeah, Michelle. Ha ha, George has been banged up, ho ho.
If you and Barry Grant hadn't treated all this as such a big joke, George probably would be locked up now.
Well, how did Mastermind work that one out?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Victor. Well, we went to the police and told them about Victor, open to help George. We stuck our necks out. Now, the best we can hope for is to have them cut off. Either way, it's pretty funny, don't you think so, Michelle? Don't you think that's a good laugh, eh? If the police don't get us, Tommy McCardle will. That's funny, isn't it? Oh, don't start that again.
What do you expect me to do?
Come back to the flat.
Well, there's not much point, is there? Well, if you get arrested, you won't be there.
Well, silly me, how did I overlook that one? You could really use tearproof.
You don't reckon it's worth appealing?
Lovey, I don't think you should be in here. I don't think you should have lost your job. But I think you're going to have a hell of a battle on if you want to change things now.
What about McCardle? He's not innocent. He got away.
Thanks to Barry Grant.
You can't blame him, love.
Oh, can't I? Well, I can. Him and Terry gave an alibi to somebody who's involved in the robbery. They could have spoken up weeks ago.
Look, McCardle's got just where he wants him. He'd have killed him.
Well, it's between him and me now. I'm surprised they're not in here with you. Murder, manslaughter, whatever they call us.
Murray, look, something's gone badly wrong here. Don't you think we should appeal? Get the real villains before they do anybody else any damage?
The appeal won't touch him, George. They're well away now.
Harry and Terry have paid in their way.
How?
They're never going to get McCardle off their backs.
I don't want our Michelle involved with Terry anymore.
Don't start upsetting them, love. Terry's not a bad lad.
I don't think they're going to last much longer anyway, whether I interfere or not.
I've been thinking, love, different things we can do when I get out of here. I want to make sure we've got some plans made.
Don't think too much, George.
I'm not going to stop thinking. All right, if an appeal's not on, it's not on, but that doesn't mean I'm defeated now, does it, love?
No. Neither am I. Perhaps I'll start thinking as well.
And when I get out of here, the family will all sit round the table and we'll go through the list. I'll have one of them bacon butties and a big mug of tea, and my lads will sit next to me, one on either side.
The lads are taking it well.
Poor Colin's been appealing for his imprisoned shares. It's only the thought of you that's kept me going in here, love.
Oh, George.
It's just that I know you're a very strong person. And that's how I think of you when I'm in here. So is all. So I've always thought of you, love.
Oh, would you sit still, Vivian? Look, if you don't sit still, mate, I'm gonna tear you limb from limb. Am I getting through to you, Vivian?
I don't know about him, but you're getting through to me loud and clear.
Oh, yes, Sam. Hey, have you got the gloves?
Yeah, I've had a hard day at the hospital. Thanks for asking.
Well, where are they?
Tea, yeah, I'd have loved some if you're making it.
Come on, Sam. Gloves, gloves, gloves.
There you are. 1, 2.
Great. Right, you keep an eye on her, Vivian, while I put the kettle on. And don't go let anyone else in. Do you hear me? It is, one of Annabelle's vol-au-vents there for you to try.
No post?
You can share my Bartley card in mine if you like.
What time's everyone arriving?
When the party starts.
What time's that?
I don't know. They've all been invited.
Including the lady Charlotte.
Jealous.
Interested.
She's an accountant, actually.
Oh, is she actually?
I told you, Vivian. Oh, hello, Annabelle. Come on in.
Hello. My contribution.
Oh, very nice.
Hello. Hi. See, one of your guests is already in need of sustenance. Shall I put these over here?
Yeah, cheers, Annabelle. Hey, don't you go making a fool of yourself, Vivian.
We're really getting quite excited next door.
Well, some of us are getting a bit excited in here as well.
Are there many coming from the hospital?
Not many. Everyone's exhausted midweek.
Oh, you won't have to work there, will you?
I'm just going back for a couple of hours.
And what time will you be back?
Not late.
Oh, well, don't suppose things will start get going until later.
No.
Things are a bit crucial for Sandra at the moment.
Huh?
Our spider is out to catch a fly, Annabelle.
Oh, a male fly from the hospital?
He dropped me off earlier. So if either of you see that Kate Moses making advances, shove her in a cupboard to give her one of those poison vol-au-vents.
Well, she didn't mean it about the vol-au-vents. No,
I'm
she's
really
just not
sorry
very
I
nice.
didn't mean that.
No, that's all right. Well, I better be going now. And don't worry. I will keep an eye on Kate for you.
Look, thanks for the vol-au-vents. I was only joking, honestly.
Bye for now.
Oh, I'll show you out. Vivian will, but he's a little under the weather.
Oh, he didn't have one of my poisonous vol-au-vents, did he?
No, but I'll be able to restore him with one. They were delicious, Annabelle.
Bye.
Okay,
See you
ta-ra.
later.
That was a little bit cheap even for you.
I think I surprised myself there.
Oh, you're not going to be horrible to everyone at the party,
No,
Sam.
I won't be horrible. If you promise not to get up to any of your tricks.
Deal.
Deal.
And the presence of a witness.
I think I'm going to enjoy this party after all.
Thank God for that.
I'll bring the boys next time, George.
It's no time to go, is it?
Yes, love?
Please, I'll stay a bit longer.
I don't think they'll let me.
Get me out of here, love, eh? Get me out of here.
George. What's the matter? You were all right before.
Look, don't go, love, eh? You've only just got here. Please, don't dash off.
Time's up, love.
Do something, love, eh? Please try and do something.
George, I've left some things with you.
I miss you so much, love. I don't fit in here.
Please don't get upset, love.
I thought I'd been all right. I was all right before.
George, I'll get you out. Listen, I'll see you next week. I'll bring the boys.
Don't bring the boys.
All right, all right.
That's me, love.
All right every day.
I'm sorry. I suppose I'm not coping very well. You better go, love.
George, I am fighting for you.
Yeah.
I am, you know.
I know I'm sorry. I was all right before it. I know everything you're doing's for the best.
I'll see you next week.
Even though I can't kiss you, you know I would if I could.
I would too. I'll see you next week.
These are all that's left. We've only got out towards the airport to do.
Great.
It's paying off. I've been quite busy this afternoon.
So have I.
Yeah, I noticed.
For the last couple of hours, I've done exactly the same work as you.
Oh, go to the top of the class.
I'm sick of this, Celia. You act as if you're the only one who does anything round here.
No, I don't.
What's all the sarcasm for, then, eh?
Because a couple of hours' work a day isn't going to get us very far.
I'm going to do them leaflets.
Yeah, and that'll mean more business, so we'll all have to be in the shop. Where's Terry?
I don't know. I don't look after him, you know.
Michelle never shows her face anymore.
Yeah, she's got other things on her mind.
What's the trouble with you lot? You can't separate business from your personal life.
George is in prison. I suppose you'd expect him to run a business from in there, wouldn't you?
Oh, don't be stupid.
Well, that's what it sounds like, Celia.
You all seem to have lost interest.
Oh, don't be soft.
Well, how come I spend most of the time stuck in here on my own?
Me and Terry have been here all week, and Michelle will be back soon.
Well, we'll talk about it tonight at the party.
Tonight's for pleasure, not business.
Well, there's no other time.
Tomorrow.
Well, it better be soon, because I've just about had enough.
All right.
You two can do the last hour. I'm off. It won't take you long to deliver those leaflets. I'll see you later.
She's really starting to get on my nerves, that girl.
Yeah, well, never mind that. Have a look at this.
Oh, it was awful, Michelle.
Is George all right?
It was at first. And then, when I came to come home, he got ever so upset. I said I'd get him out.
Help him to escape?
No. Oh, I wish I could.
Maybe we should appeal.
I don't think it'd be good for him. Oh, I think he'd go mental if he had to face one of them courts again. This is the very last time that I cry about this, Michelle.
Well, we're through the worst now.
George said I was a strong woman.
You are.
Well, I'm going to have to use that to help him. My strength. Come on, Michelle. I've got to build my strength up. What's for tea?
It's all there, isn't it?
I can read, sir.
The card will be next. Victor's bound to squeal.
That's it, then. End of a perfect day.
It's not quite the end yet.
What are we gonna do?
Run.
Where?
I don't know. Anywhere.
McCardle will chase us right round the country, sir.
Well, we can't stay here.
I'm going nowhere.
What's got into you? You know what McCardle's capable of.
If McCardle wants me, he can come and find me, can't he?
You won't be saying that when you see him.
Terry, I've made my mind up. I'm sick of being pushed around. If we don't make a stand now, we're just going to be pushed around forever.
So we just wait.
That's what I'm going to do.
Hello? Oh, hey, Bob. Well, it's nearly ready. Well, how long are you gonna... OK. No, I'm not going to the party. Why not? I'll give you 2 good reasons why not. Our Barry and our Damon. Not exactly my idea of sophisticated company, love, thank you very much. Oh, you don't get round me that easy, love. A box of milk tray, yeah. See ya.
All right, lads, let's start some redecorating, eh? Nothing too fancy.
There you go.
Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Stuart. I'm not too late, am I?
Just got here myself.
What's with the grand back door entrance then? I forgot my key. I was too embarrassed to ring the door.
Here, have some of this.
Oh, thanks. I'll stick to the wine if I were you. He hasn't, has he? He has? Oh, I'm going to have a word with him tomorrow. It's not getting away with this.
Do you want some wine?
Nah, started, so finish.
I'm just going to go and check the local talent. I hope I'm going to get a dance with both of you at some stage of tonight's bacchanal.
Well, check our dance guys and see for free.
How kind.
That's nurses for you. I fixed a deal with the relief over 2 hours on Thursday. Well, I just texted Stuart as well, thanks. Any other fellas apart from the devastatingly handsome Stuart Griffiths?
Well, there's Barry Grant and his mate Terry, but their girlfriends are showing up later on.
What are they like?
What, the guys or the girls? Oh, sorry. B pluses, both of them. Which is probably why they've both got girlfriends.
Well, I'll tell you something then, you've done us proud here. Come on, we'll go in and see the bus.
OK. Hi, Casey. Hiya. Yeah. Yes. Hiya.
All right, girls. Don't we get stuck into the grub in earnest like now that everyone seems to be here? Doesn't do to act as though we don't get baritone, does it?
B plus?
I'm not being stupid.
Thank God for that.
Why, so you like vegetarian food?
Yeah, I've gone on against killing tomatoes.
Well, when's Michelle moving back in?
Oh, give her a chance, will you? She's only just moved out. She'll be back when George gets out.
Sooner there than me.
Wouldn't surprise me if she gave me the elbow. What do you think? Well, she's got this mad idea in her head that me and you got George locked up because we didn't speak up about Victor.
We're getting our heads off about Victor to try and get George off. What she wants to do, join the fallen legion or something?
Well, I think Maria'd appreciate it if we did.
George will be out here by the time he gets used to the scran.
George won't get used to the scran if he was in there for life. He only likes Marie's cooking. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't worry, Marie won't turn up here. Don't think she'll be in the parties. Mood somehow.
Go, boys. Food for thought. Never eat anything healthier.
Anyway, tell you, it's not all plain sailing for me, you know. Senior's a bit narc by it all.
Well, you can't blame her, can you?
No, but we'll sort it out.
Oh, lucky old you two. I hope it stays fine for you.
Oh, you two stop nagging. Supporting, so like Harry and Edna Cross.
They'll be Edna.
Where are your women?
Well, Seeley's going to be late because Marie and Michelle have gone to the flat to pick up some clothes.
How is Marie?
As well as can be expected.
Excuse me. Want me to put a word in for you?
9875. No, I'm sorry, he's not in. Why, what's he done now?
It's about time we had some younger faces around the close. Harry and Edna pushed up the average age by about 90 years, Ted.
Hey, doesn't Harry mind you living with a fella like? Because he's not really into the permissive society, is he?
You see, we never told him in the third one.
We just said something like, Pat works at the hospital.
Yeah, so you see, we didn't exactly lie, did we?
No.
Oh, excuse me, I'll get that.
So how long have you been down from Glasgow then?
Oh, about 3 years now.
Did you come straight down here like, or what?
No, I stopped for a cup of tea in Carlisle.
Is there much problem with the language?
No, just the translations.
Is that right?
Sorry. Can I have a quick word?
Yeah.
Sure.
something?
I've just had the police on the phone.
Is it George?
No, it's nothing to do with George. It's the shop. It's been broken into.
Oh, wait, that's all we need, isn't it? That'd be all we need, Terry.
What?
Well, look, I don't want to spoil the party on, but there might be something that we need, Terry. What? We're insured to the hilt, aren't we? We can make a profit out of this. Only take a couple of days to clean up and that. What do you reckon, Terry?
Yeah, you could be right there. Mind you, it all depends what's gone right, doesn't it?
We're insured, Terry. We might even get a holiday out of this. Man, come in and have something. The vegetarian food with the baby, the well good. Come on. Listen, sorry we'll have to go, but my mum's here, all right?
Yeah, we've got a bit of business on, so see you all later.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks. Okay, bye. See you, Buzz. Any problems?
Just our Barry, love. We'd make a profit out of a nuclear war.
He's not the only one. No, I'm glad you can
Oh, I can't stay.
Of course you can. We'll get you some just to wash down the fridge. Yeah, 10 minutes, that's all. Just long enough to try the rum. Come on, I'll get you a seat.
Hey, Mum, what's up?
Oh, nothing for you to worry a little head about.
Good.
So they say.
What are you hoping for, a new Messiah?
A boy or a girl would do. Who's that then?
Stuart Griffiths.
Where did you meet him?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
He's a doctor. He's very dishy.
Don't say it.
My lips are sealed.
The really good thing about being 60, Paul, is that if
Who told you I was 60?
Your missus.
Oh.
November 2nd, innit? Scorpio. Yeah. Like I was saying, the really good thing about being 60 is if you get made redundant, you don't have to keep on signing on every week, or whatever it is nowadays. They've given up on the over 60s. Now they just send a gyro automatically.
They've given up on more than the over 60s, I can say. The bureaucracies. The world's run by bureaucrats, and the sheer wastage allowed to go unchecked. well, look at this. Now don't get me wrong, pal, but they do cost money.
No, Paul.
People shouldn't be allowed to take them out.
They're post-operational.
Oh, that's different. What?
Joke, Paul, joke. Look, they're seconds.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For instance, I was working on late nights last week, right? And I was the only porter on duty. And when I had to take a stiff to the morgue, from the theatre, casualty, or just one of the wards, no matter where it was, I had to walk all the way over to the administration block to get a chitty. This could have died twice the time it took me. And I was knackered. Here, come on, Paul, have some more of this stuff. No, come on.
Never
just
mix my drinks.
There you go.
Well, I tell you, it's almost as bad as private industry, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
We had a faulty centrifugal pump. Bearings had gone. And it took 2 full working days to get it fixed. Had to get a chitty for this, a chitty for that. This thing had to be switched off before you could do that thing. And they had to get a chitty from the head storekeeper before you could get the thing switched off. And of course, the head storekeeper has to take an early lunch for the first time in 25 years.
Have you seen my ambulance, Paul?
One can hardly miss it, if you don't mind my saying.
No sweat. We're all liberal here, aren't we? Well, that ambulance of mine, the NHS were going to scrap it, eh? Imagine that. So I bought it. Saved the nation a few bob, eh?
You bought?
Well, 50 quid.
You were done. Hey, this stuff's all right.
They haven't even touched the front door. Must have got in through the back. God. This isn't burglary, Terry. This is demolition. Oh, the state of the place. I didn't think it'd be this bad. You sure we're insured? Positive.
All right, lads. Thought we might have a little chat.
hate to sound defeatist, but I think Stuart's found himself a woman.
I think that's a very selfish attitude.
Sorry, but look at it this way. We've lost a fella, but gained a neighbour.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh, what's the matter with you then?
Nothing.
Oh, so Heather's talking to Stuart. Big deal. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, what of it? Wait, who invited her anyway?
We did. She's one of the neighbours, one of the ones we want to get to know, remember, Sam?
What a party! One of them's in prison. One of them's having a baby on Christmas Day. Two had just left because they'd just been burgled, and the rest of them were half cut by 8 o'clock.
Look out here. He's getting up then, or what?
Are you asking us to dance?
Yeah. So what do we owe the honour? There's no one
Oh,
else.
God, aren't they smooth?
I'd swept off my feet. I mean, which one's mine?
Oh, the ugly one.
They're both ugly. I'll toss a coin. You ready?
Oh, you're right.
Whoop.
Hey.
Damon, she lost.
One thing still puzzles me, though, lads. Whose is the pram?
It's my mum's. She's 7 months pregnant.
And you bought her a pram?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I like that. Very nice. Very considerate, that, Barry. Yeah, I've misjudged you. I'll take it all back. No, your mum's special, isn't she? You know, you can have all the wives and girlfriends in the world, but you've only got one man, and she should be treasured, cosseted, valued.
That's why I bought her the pram. Wouldn't want her upset, you know. Being her age, like having the baby and that.
Oh, it's always a risky business, having a kid.
Yeah, one little fright and
Anything could happen. I know.
Yeah, I know you know, Tommy.
Do you, Barry? That makes it all the more surprising then, you shopping Victor. He's family. Almost. All right, I know the girls probably lent on you a bit, but the business had enough on Victor without your 10 pennyworth. I mean, your statements. Dead silly. You know what I mean? What had they proved? They only proved that he was involved with George's diagram. I mean, if you really wanted to help the fireman, you'd have kept your mouth shut like I thought you would do. Any more from you two, and they'll bring back hanging. Just for him. Now, you shocked Victor. I can't let that go. I mean, I'd like to, Barry, you know. Your mum's condition and all that. But rules are rules. You lads ever seen a video nasty?
Hang on, Tommy, we try.
The best thing I happened to my marriage was my divorce. No, it's true. I woke up one morning to see him sweeping the slumber of a Glasgow beer gut, and I decided him and me were living in different planets.
Sounds like a horror movie.
It was.
I married a jerk from outer space.
Aye, and then I moved in with one.
Oh, thank you. I better go and refurbish that punch.
So he's responsible for the demon brew, is he? Well, tell him I'd like the recipe.
It's different every time, mind you. The result's the same.
Surely the easiest thing to do in a divorce is split everything down the middle.
Theoretically, yes. But once you agree on that, you start arguing about where the middle is.
Well, my man and me had no problems like that. But nothing to split it 2 ways. You and your hubby been arguing about that?
Oh, something like that. But I think I need another glass of punch before I start talking about that jerk.
It calls for super Stuart. Go on, doctor. Your patients need medicine.
Anything you say, Mum.
Oh, well, it's certainly warming up around here. It's a pity all the neighbours couldn't make it. One of them's in jail, isn't he?
That's right. And nobody believes he's guilty.
Got any kids?
Yes. Boys, twins. It's
It's Maria I feel sorry for. That's his wife. She's going to need all the support she can get in the next 6 months. She's come off worse, really.
See, the women usually do.
There's bound to be some booze left at the party.
Parties are for celebrating. My next celebration's going to be in 6 months' time. I couldn't half do with the drink, though. So fun.
That's funny.
Oh, my God. Michelle, phone an ambulance, quick. Don't really leave him! Don't touch him! I'll phone. Go upstairs to the flat and get as many blankets as you can. Come on, move! Move, you dozy mare! Michelle, these are in a much worse state than we are. Now go upstairs, get the blankets, and I'll phone an ambulance. Move. Come on, move!
Well, now that I've finally managed to drag you away from the clutch of that handsome young doctor.
That's not fair, Paul. I accepted your invitation willingly, and you know it.
You've just made an old man very happy.
60's not that old.
I'm 59 till Friday, thank you very much.
There you are, then. 59's even younger.
Spoken like a true accountant.
How are you, Paul?
My wife's drunk, son's drunk, daughter's in frowns, Shirt's in jail. Everything else is perfect.
Shirt's in jail? Did you lend it to George?
Yeah, I did indeed.
We ought to be thankful you're not still wearing it, then.
Kiss your hands, it's easier.
Cry down, oh, will you, God?
For you, darling, anything. Hey, you're never gonna believe this.
Never gonna believe what?
Our hosts. I got a skeleton in the cupboard.
Maybe they got a better bit with somebody.
Yeah, it's something to chew on, though, isn't it? Let's hide it. Well, look, when you got a skeleton in the closet, it's always best to bring it out into the open.
If I can.
Michelle, go in the ambulance, love. Hello, Celia. Hang on a sec, will you? Michelle, will you go? I'll see you later at the hospital. Celia and Michelle won't be coming. I'm at the shop. Your shop. It's in a terrible mess. And so are Barry and Terry. Yeah, the police are outside. The worst is still to come. I've got to tell Sheila Grant.
Child medicine. I'm very impressed.
Don't be. I'm on general house duties at the moment. Child medicine is still only an ambition.
Modesty becomes you, Stuart.
What do you do?
Accountancy. It's always a conversation stopper, that one.
Right. Let's get back onto terra firma. Now, not to put too fine a point on it, and without more ado, can I give you a lift home?
Oh, if you like.
Right. Where do you live?
Out the front door,
second house on the right.
Can we go halves in the petrol?
Oh, how gallant.
I don't mind a check. With a check card, of course.
Oh, I've forgotten it, so I'll have to walk.
Haven't got my car with me anyway. Well, now I know where you live. Can I have your phone number?
For medicinal reasons.
Oh, if I don't get your phone number, have you ever seen a grown man cry?
Do they ever do anything else?
Oh, dear, dear. Show me the home for battered men.
More tea, Vicar.
Thank you, Midge.
259-9180.
Thank you.
I can't come in, love.
Oh, there's plenty of food and drink. Come on.
Look, it's Sheila Granted. I've got to talk to her private.
Hey, hold on a minute.
Hello, Ray. I've got some bad news.
What's up? Is it George?
Look, can you come out here?
What's up?
You should be sitting down.
Oh, it's the two-lower business, isn't it? It's all right, they're insured.
They're not insured for this, Sheila. Barry and Terry, they've been beat up real bad. They're in the hospital. The Royal.
They're in casualty.
One's in intensive care.
Which one?